Hello, welcome to the Nobel Leaders Cup. I am Kjotleik. This is the first qualifying round game between Mohammed I, ibn Nasr and Topiltzin. Nasr is industrious and protective, while Cordoba starts with fishing and mining. Topiltzin is spiritual and protective, and the Toltecs start with agriculture and mining. These are the starting positions. Here we see Mohammed I ibn Nasr's. Resource Bubbles only start next to a river. There are some pigs here, also some spices, some ivory and some oil for later. Up here we have iron. He starts on the eastern part of the starting continent, which is all the way in the west because it crosses the date line. All the way in the southwestern part of the starting continent, we find Topiltzin starting next to some horses, some pigs, and there is some corn, and we see some floodplains up here north of his starting position. So let's get this game rolling. Let's see who can be the best early game leader here and go on to win it eventually. Mohammed ibn Nasr and Topiltzin. Topiltzin is pleased at the moment. Topiltzin is in Buddhism, by the way. Let's see who can get 2 cities first. That's Topiltzin of the Toltecs. And we'll see here 3 cities to 2 at the moment. Ibn Nasr is a little bit stronger than Topiltzin, but Topiltzin with more cities, 3 cities to 2 at the moment. 90 turns at the moment. Let's see if you have 5 to 3. 5 to 3 is the city count. 6 to 3 for Topiltzin. And Topiltzin, he is early game, expounding, very good, better than Ibn Nasr at least. 7 to 3. And Topiltzin, but Topiltzin is pleased to Mohammed I ibn Nasr, so it looks like he is not thinking about war at the moment, but with 8-5 is the city count at the moment then. Yeah, past turn 150 by the way. 8 to 6, 9 to 6 is the city count. Topiltzin still has the advantage with a few cities more, and Ibn Nasr is a little bit weaker than Topiltzin. 9 cities to 7, they are equaling out in power, and that means that Ibn Nasr must be building up a little bit. 10 cities to 7, they are in different religions, self-founded ones, but still Topiltzin is pleased with Ibn Nasr, so 11 cities to 7 at the moment. This game could go on to become either a cultural race or a space race or whatever it is. Even a diplomatic victory could be possible here, especially since Topiltzin is now pleased with Ibn Nasr. I don't know what Ibn Nasr feels about Topiltzin, but it could be something about the same. 13 cities to 7, Topiltzin is the biggest leader at the moment. He has expounded a lot better than Ibn Nasr in the early to mid game. We are at turn 230 now, 14-15 cities to Topiltzin. He is in a very good position in this game. The question is, can he take this position and go on to win it? And we have a war, actually, we have a war. 16 cities to 7 is the count. Topiltzin is in war with Ibn Nasr. Can some of them win cities in this war then? 16 to 7, 15 to 8. Ibn Nasr has taken a city off of Topiltzin then. And 9 cities to Ibn Nasr now. They are equal in strength though, but Ibn Nasr is up to 9 cities and Topiltzin down to 14, which means that Ibn Nasr has been winning the war. 9 cities to 14, both of them are trying to go astronomy, and 14 cities to Topiltzin to 9, still a very big advantage to Topiltzin though, but he is losing the war. So this game is a lot more interesting now than what it was before the war started. They are still fighting though, 14 to 9, and there is the peace treaty. 14 cities to Topiltzin, 9 cities Ibn Nasr, which means that this game is suddenly open again, although I still hold Topiltzin as the favorite here because he has a lot more cities, 5 more cities than Ibn Nasr. They are both going for astronomy though and getting it at the same time. Now it's the question who is going to be fastest to expansion into the new world. Ibn Nasr has also circumnavigated the globe, which means that his ships has more movement than Topiltzin's ships. 16 cities for Topiltzin now. He's building his settlers and expanding up in the north as we see. 16 cities to 9 is the count. Who is going to found cities in the new world first? Still nobody has done it. We see it in the middle of the map. Approximately. There are boats there from both of them, and it looks like Ibn Nasr is going to found the city there. Well, maybe, maybe not, but there it is, Topiltzin with a couple of cities in the new world at the very least, 18 cities to 9, and Ibn Nasr still, there it is, the one city founded by Ibn Nasr there, he's up to 11 cities now then, but 19 to 12, it is 12, and it looks like it's currently peace, and Ibn Nasr in a golden age. They are almost at turn 300 here. And Topiltzin built the Chichen Itza, worth mentioning, I think. 20 cities to 12 at the moment. Mohammed ibn Nasr is down to 0.8 the strength of Topiltzin though, so he is a little bit weaker, but he did very good in the last war. Doesn't seem that they are looking for a war at the moment. Topiltzin is cautious with ibn Nasr though, which means that diplomacy is out the window at the very least. So 21 cities to 12 at the moment, and I think Topiltzin now is so strong that they should be able to defend very well. Both of them are going liberalism, and it's actually Ibn Nasr that is going to get that first. Ibn Nasr won the Liberace by 1 turn. Topiltzin up to 24 cities though, and Mohammed I Ibn Nasr on 13. 24 to 14, but this game, despite Topiltzin's 10 city lead and despite Topiltzin being stronger, I have a feeling this game is not really over. Topiltzin must take advantage of his strength here now to go on to win this game, but I am not 100% sure that that is what he's going to do. It was a little bit about that war that ended with Ibn Nasr taking a few cities off of Topiltzin. It makes me doubt a little bit Topiltzin's abilities here, but he's up to 25 cities to 14, so clearly he should, and he's getting military science, clearly he should be winning this game now, and going scientific method as well, as Ibn Nasr is going economics. Turn 338, 25 cities to 14. The question is whether we are going to get a cultural victory here by somebody, or whether this is going to go into space, or whether they're going to go attack each other again. There are espionage missions going on, which means that they are going to like each other less and less as the turns go by. 26 cities to 14 now, and Ibn Nasr is down to 0.7 the strength of Topiltzin, which means that Ibn Nasr will have a problem if he tries to go to war. I think that maybe he should try to go culture from here, because he cannot possibly beat Topiltzin, but there is a war going on. When did that start? It must have started right now. 27 to 14 is the city count. Ibn Nasr down to 0.6 the strength, and Topiltzin is going replaceable parts. 15 cities now, as Ibn Nasr has settled another one. 27 to 15, and Ibn Nasr 0.6 the strength of Topiltzin. 27 cities to 15, going democracy now, while Topiltzin is going steam power. 27 to 16, as he settles yet another city. Steel next for Topiltzin though. That could be the end of Ibn Nasr's chances here, unless he can sign peace and go culture. 27 cities to 16. He is just now going gunpowder, but Topiltzin is going to get his cannons before Ibn Nasr even gets gunpowder. Going railroads now, Topiltzin. 27 to 16 is the city count. Haven't really seen any Ibn Nasr cities fall. Let's see what happens in this war then. 27 to 16 is the city count, and Ibn Nasr is down to 0.5 the strength, and we have the peace treaty signed as well. So Ibn Nasr, he did keep his cities, and Topiltzin has ended the golden age. 27 cities to 16, going combustion now, Topiltzin, while Ibn Nasr is going military science. Turn 371. 27 to 16 is the city count, and Ibn Nasr down to 0.5 the strength of Topiltzin. Topiltzin going electricity as well. Military science for Ibn Nasr, getting that one right now, and Versailles has been built by Topiltzin as well, and Topiltzin has built the Kremlin. 28 to 16 is the city count, and Ibn Nasr is going replaceable parts, but Topiltzin is on assembly line already though. 16 cities, Ibn Nasr, and getting replaceable parts, going rifling next. I don't know if Topiltzin has rifling, I haven't paid attention to that, but at least he's getting his assembly line up, and industrialism next. 17 cities now for Ibn Nasr though, settling another city and getting his rifling. Topiltzin 3 turns away from industrialism. 29 to 17 is the city count. 18 as Ibn Nasr has settled yet another city, and this game for some reason is still not decided. This could go either way, but here we have the war. Now let's see what happens. 29 to 18 is the city count. Ibn Nasr 0.5 the strength of Topiltzin. Can he, despite those odds, go on to win this war? I don't know. He's down to 0.4 the strength of Topiltzin now. 0.5, 0.4. He still has 18 cities though, Ibn Nasr. 29 to 18 is the city count. That is what I look at the most now. Turn 393. And he's down up to 0.5 the strength again of Topiltzin. 29 to 18 is the city count. And by all means, Topiltzin should really be winning this war, taking cities off of ibn Nasr when you look at Topiltzin being twice as strong, and there he takes the first one. Ibn Nasr down to 17 cities now. Topiltzin finally taking cities off of ibn Nasr, using his strength to win the war. 30 cities to 17. Going plastics, getting that one. Ibn Nasr is going towards steel though, getting it in 3 turns. 31 to 16 is the count now as Topiltzin takes yet another city, and we have the peace treaty as well. Maybe that city was given away in the peace treaty. I actually do not know, because I didn't see the peace treaty sign and the city numbers change, so I don't know which came first. Turn 406, 31 cities to 16, and Topiltzin did win the last war. He is twice as strong as ibn Nasr, but ibn Nasr is trying. He's down to 0.4 the strength though, but Topiltzin getting artillery while ibn Nasr is getting railroads. And this game could go on for a long time if nobody goes culture. And it looks like we have the next war. Yes, there is the war, I mean. 6 turns away from mass media for Topiltzin. Mohammed the first ibn Nasr is getting his railroads up. And 16 cities still. Scientific method next for ibn Nasr, 31 cities to 16. We are at turn 417 by the way. 0.4 the strength of Topiltzin, and Topiltzin has not impressed me in this war, but he is so much stronger than ibn Nasr, 2.5 times the strength, so he should be winning this. All numbers point towards Topiltzin winning domination now, and ibn Nasr down to 15 cities now. Topiltzin is closing in on the win, but he needs to take a few more cities, I believe. 15 cities ibn Nasr, he is blocking the Topiltzin domination for now, but 0.3 the strength of Topiltzin now for ibn Nasr. And he's losing his units, or Topiltzin is building more, and 3 turns to biology for Topiltzin, but with 15 cities left for ibn Nasr, this game could now be heading towards a Topiltzin win. It looks that way. 14 cities now for ibn Nasr, but he did win the first war even though he was weaker, and he has been fighting well, ibn Nasr, so he has kind of impressed me by kicking from below. He has been trying, but in the end Topiltzin's power and might has overcome ibn Nasr with 14 cities now, ibn Nasr. And this is not going well for the Cordoban leader, 33 cities to 14, but he has been having a good game still. He should just have been a little bit better early game at expansion, and if he could have done that and been more equal with Topiltzin, then this could have ended completely differently from what it ends right now. 14 cities for ibn Nasr, turn 435. 33 to 14 is the city count. Ibn Nasr down to 0.2 the strength of Topiltzin. He's losing his units in war, and Topiltzin will have a just easier and easier time as the turns go by. He is 5 times as strong as ibn Nasr, going for composites as well, and 13 cities left for ibn Nasr now, which means that domination must be lurking not too far behind. Topiltzin has a lot of lands. 13 cities for ibn Nasr, 34 cities for Topiltzin. Ibn Nasr 0.2 getting his physics, but I don't think it is going to count for anything. Let's see how long this game can run. Communism next for ibn Nasr, 12 cities left for ibn Nasr as well. 35 to 12 is the city count, and still no domination. I don't know how many cities Topiltzin needs to take before the threshold is reached. That is the only interesting thing here. Turn 446. 12 cities left for ibn Nasr. Down to 0.1 the strength of Topiltzin for a moment there, and back to 0.1. 11 cities left now for ibn Nasr, 36 to 11, and Topiltzin is going towards the domination here. 9 cities now. Now he must be close. 9 cities left for Mohammed I ibn Nasr, and Topiltzin is just so close to going through to the second qualifying round now. 39 cities to 9. He's going flight, and he's getting that one, and ibn Nasr is 15 turns away from assembly line, and Topiltzin has won the domination victory, turn 455 in 2035 AD. Congratulations, going through to the next qualifying round of the Noble Leaders Cup. 3 wars was declared by Topiltzin, 1 by ibn Nasr, which means that there were 4 wars in the game. Ibn Nasr declared the first, Topiltzin the next 3, and ending with a domination win for the Toltec leader. Let's go take a look at the graphs and the stats. Topiltzin is in the top one here. This is the score. This is the GNP. We see the manufacturing, the food, the power, the culture, and then the espionage. Let's go to the demographics numbers and see the Mohammed the first ibn Nasrs to the left and Topiltzins to the right. And they were some decentish numbers. On the high 900s in production, low 900s in food for Topiltzin, which means that they are very good. Top 6 cities and wonders. Let's go to the bottom here and see the BC wonders. 2 of them in the BC era and rest in the ADs. I will see the top 6 cities, Topiltzin with the number 1 city, Ibn Nasr with the number 2, then Topiltzin with the 3rd and the 4th. Between Ibn Nasr had the 5th and the 6th, so even in that department as well. Statistics then, Mohammed I ibn Nasr with 16 cities built, 2 religions, 1 golden age currently, and 21 windmills, 18 towns, then 6 farms and mines. He did build in his cities 14 lighthouses, 13 norias, and 12 barracks, 2 grocers as well. Let's go page down. 1 jail at the bottom of that page. Page down again and we see a colosseum at the bottom of the last page. Let's go to the top and look at current units then for Ibn Nasr. 27 riflemen, 18 grenadiers, 5 workers and machine guns, also 3 war elephants. He did train a total of 69 grenadiers, 34 longbowmen, 31 war elephants, down to 6 great scientists. Let's go page down and see 1 scout at the bottom of the list. The kills: 19 grenadiers, 12 tanks, 11 horse archers, down to 1 artillery, and the losses were 74 riflemen, 58 grenadiers, 28 cannons and war elephants, down to 1 ironclad. The numbers for Topiltzin then: 32 cities built, 5 religions, 3 golden ages currently on 85 windmills, 76 towns and 34 farms. He did build in his cities 31 granaries, 29 barracks, 27 lighthouses, down to 7 Jewish monasteries. Let's go page down and see page 2, and there is a broadcast tower at the bottom. Page down again and we see the Kashi Vishwanath completing the list of buildings built by Topiltzin. Current units are 111 infantries, 37 marines, 34 workers, down to 1 caravel at the bottom of the list. He did train a total of 54 longbowmen, 45 tanks, 44 archers. We see 12 axemen down there. Let's go page down and see page 2. There is 1 infantry at the bottom of page 2. Let's go page down again and see a guided missile at the bottom of the list of units trained. Let's confirm the kills. 74 riflemen, 58 grenadiers, 28 cannons and war elephants, down to 1 ironclad, and the losses: 19 grenadiers, 12 tanks, 11 horse archers and 1 spy. Time for the victory conditions screen. Topiltzin reached 74% of the land area exactly, and thereby winning domination, 86% of the world population. He was far away from culture. He just built the Apollo program, no parts yet. Let's go exit and take a look at the cities. Mohammed I ibn Nasr has 8 of them. So let's look at them, sort by population. We see Al-Liksbuna 16, Kurtuba 14, and Ishbilia 13 building units in all cities. So let's also then go over to Topiltzin's cities at the moment. Switch to Topiltzin. Okay, he has 40 cities. So let's go here and sort by population. We are at the top. He has started building spaceship parts. We see that in a lot of the top cities here. Tula, Kumada, Pop 20 and Pop 19 for a few, and 18 and 16 good cities, good health. But some cities are unhappy. Let's go take a look at page 2. Petatlan, Pop 11 is the last city on page 1. Let's go to the bottom. 11 Petatlan, and Motul is the first city on page 2, and you can see the numbers here. Congratulations, Topiltzin, going through to the second qualifying round. The next game up is Mokare versus Theodoric, and I hope to see you back for that one. I am Kjotleik. This has been the Noble Leaders Cup. Goodbye for now.